أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم، وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. By the barakah of Sidi Shaykh Mohamed Faouzi al-Karkari قدس الله سره. Notes from lecture of August 12, 2025, part 2. Before starting this video, I would like to say that this work would never have seen the light without Sidi Shaykh. If something is wrong, it will be from myself, and everything that is correct is from Sidi Shaykh. In the first segment of this part, Sidi Shaykh explained that prophets are not ordinary humans who earn prophethood through piety. They were created as prophets from birth and are divinely protected from sin, معصومين. The prophet is always at the heart of the niche, في قلب المشكاة. He is the reality of the niche, the radiant lamp. Every aspect of the prophet's life, steps, journeys, gazes, etc., constitutes a writing of the Quran. His entire orbit is a niche. For ordinary people, the niche is a gateway through which they will enter the sacred precinct, Rihab. The disciple's journey starts with studying the stillness of the light, Sukun al-Nur, in the niche. In the second stage, the disciple will focus to find the light within the heart of the light, which represents the movement of the light, or in other words, it is the movement of the secret of the light, or the spirit of the light. In this segment, Sidi Shaykh explained that the first light, al-Nur al-Awwal, is an overflow, faidah, as if it is a non-delimitation, itlaq, that the disciple cannot contain or limit. In the beginning, it was confined to the niche, because the disciple initially thought that the niche was only a ring, halaqa. However, when the disciple entered the niche, they did not know that they had entered the niche. Rather, they thought they were looking, and that goodness of the light was overflowing from outside the niche. In reality, no, it is as if the niche has become behind them, as if they are in the heart of the niche, and when they plunged into it, they found it to be without end. Sidi Shaykh explained that in the beginning, the niche was like a window in a wall, with a lamp in it, and the disciple would look into it and see the lamp. However, if they enter into it, it becomes a vast expanse, falah. Therefore, they must search for the second ring, halaqa. In the beginning, the disciple was journeying toward it, سائر إليها, and now they have become journeying within it, سائر فيها. This is because the niche is vaster than this entire universe in which one lives. Sidi Shaykh explained that in the beginning, the Shaykh works with the disciple until they comprehend that the heavens and the earth, all of their reality is that niche. The disciple finds it easy to name it sometimes as a seal, khatam, sometimes as a circle, da'ira, sometimes as a circle with a point in it, sometimes a circle with a center. All of this is due to the disciple's ignorance and distance. However, the disciple must express it with these expressions, because they are expressing their own station, and not the station of the niche itself. Sidi Shaykh explained that when the disciple draws near and enters into it, it becomes without end. In the beginning, the heavens and the earth were as if diminished, استحقرت, in their regard, because they gathered them as a ring, a halaqa. Now, when they have entered into it, those heavens, which were for the disciple a ring, and not worth the wing of a mosquito, have become as if a mosquito's wing in a vast expanse, في فلا. The disciple wonders. Then, these heavens and earth are all gathered here as a point, but who illuminates this vast expanse? This is because sometimes there come to them visions, mashahid, in the heart of the niche, consisting of examples or forms that they are unaccustomed to seeing and have no prior knowledge of in the worldly life. Sidi Shaykh clarified that it is not that there comes to them a city they recognize, for example, because in that case the disciple would still be outside the niche. Now, when they enter, they will come to them another realm, عالم آخر, that they are unaccustomed to. If they see forms, they will be forms that they are utterly unaccustomed to seeing, that they have not heard of before, even from the Shaykh, because these will be new to them during the unveiling, al-kashf, so that they may be awestruck and awaken to the fact that they are in a vision and in a realm higher than that to which they have been accustomed to in the where, al-ain. Sidi Shaykh explained that at that moment, it must come to the disciple's mind that if these heavens and earth were illuminated by the first reality of the niche, al-haqiqa al-ula lil-mishkat, and this niche, when they entered into it, they found within it principle, nawamis, and realms, awalim, beyond count or enumeration, then these principles, al-nawamis and realms, al-awalim, are higher, and perhaps they are the reality of this world in which one exists. Perhaps this world is merely a shadow, or merely a reflection, or merely a scene of imagery, مشهد تصويري of another realm, more real, أحق, greater, أعظم, and more luminous, أنور. Sidi Shaykh stated that if the disciple is upon rightness, istiqamah, upon guidance, huda, upon knowledge, ilm, and upon self-formative framing, تطهير تكويني ذاتي, in the education of the soul, the first thing that must come to their heart is, then who illuminated this vast expanse, al-fala. Sidi Shaykh explained that the disciple would say, Allah illuminated it, and this is correct. However, now the search is for the kaf of eminence, kaf al-tashbih, for causality, al-sababiyya, for delimitation, al-taqid. Sidi Shaykh posed the question, then, is this lamp, which illuminated this universe, which the disciple took through the pledge of allegiance, al-bay'ah, to the Shaykh, will it be the same one that illuminated this vast expanse? Sidi Shaykh explained that then the star, al-najm, will appear. The moment this matter comes to the heart, that star appears. Then, what must the disciple do? They must follow it. يتبعه. Sidi Shaykh stated that there are two visions, mashhadan, in the following. The disciple follows it until there comes to them firmness, thabat, and certainty, yaqeen, that what is in the niche is higher than what they had been accustomed to see in the illusion, al-wahm. At that point, there will come to them the pre-eternal principles, al-nawamis al-azaliyya, secrets, asrar. Perhaps there come to them forms of geometric shapes they are unaccustomed to, images they are unaccustomed to, beings they have not seen previously, or beings thus if they are imaginal, wahmiya, or conceptual, fikriya, which they have not seen in sensory perception, al-hiss. Perhaps if in this world fish swim in the sea, they may see fish walk on 2 feet. Allahu A'lam, Sidi Shaykh said. Allah created what one knows and what one does not know. Sidi Shaykh explained that when this star appears, sometimes the disciple will be awestruck by the creation, al-makhluq, awestruck by what Allah has created, and sometimes they will be awestruck by the reality, al-haqiqa, through which Allah created this creation. Sidi Shaykh stated that whenever the disciple follows it and puts the intention, niyyah, to follow the light, في متابعة النور, it shows them a vision, mashhad, they are unaccustomed to, until that vision becomes for them as if they have grown familiar with it. Those creatures and those existent they have grown familiar with them as if the message has reached them. The sign, al-ayah, has reached them, that their Lord created what one does not know, and this is a point from what one does not know. Sidi Shaykh added that when the question comes to the disciple, and from what did you create it, O our master? And what is the reality of this existence from which you manifested them, O my Lord? The moment this comes to the disciple in their heart, the star appears. Sidi Shaykh stated that when the star appears, it falls upon the disciple's heart that even this entire vision or this universe or this realm, which for them the first realm is considered nothing but a mere point, that it was created from the light of Allah, and at that point they follow the light of Allah. Sidi Shaykh explained that here the disciple began to walk in the spiritual realm of Allah, Malakutullah, and the ascension began, because the beginning of the ascension is the splitting of the heaven, Shaqqu Sama. The heaven that one has been accustomed to contains only stars, the moon and the sun. There is no need for rivers and mountains in the heaven, for example. However, if there appear to the disciple mountains in the heart of the heaven, and trees in the heart of the heaven, for example, and seas in the heart of the heaven, will they be astonished or not? It comes to them as strange, because they are unaccustomed to it. They have been accustomed to seeing this on the earth. Sidi Shaykh illustrated with an example where he supposed that there were trees, seas, rivers in the heaven. Would they be like the rivers and seas and trees of the earth? Because the heaven is vaster and greater, then the form and structure are vaster and greater. For example, a tree in paradise, one travels within it for 100 years, as mentioned in the hadith. If the tree is great in size, it is still a tree. A tree has branches, for example, but the size and the appearance and the view is different. It carries the same name, yet not the same form and not the same appearance, and not the same essence. That the same applies here. In the heart of the niche, they may appear to the disciple a matter they are unaccustomed to. One may ask, and what is the benefit of this? Sidi Shaykh said that when the Prophet described paradise, it becomes clear, one knows, and when he describes hell, one knows, as one has cast a gaze upon this matter. When Haritha alayhi salam said, I see people visiting each other in paradise and people suffering in hell, he realized how terrible the punishment of the fire is and how blissful paradise is, or the people of paradise. So that was all for this video. Alhamdulillah الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا إن هدانا الله لقد جاءت رسل ربنا بالحق اللهم لك الحمد اللهم لك الحمد اللهم لك الحمد اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.